Hello. Today again we will work Operation Blitzkrieg. For me this is so important to understand better because this is something what you can use in your games so many times, so it's important to understand well what it's about. First, again, we need to divide the board on two sides. So we have queen side, and we need to see how many pieces black has on the queen side. Also, we need to count how many pieces black has on the king side, where we should attack. Always first to see where we should attack, where we should put our pieces. We don't want to waste the time to play on both sides, so important thing. So we need to see and to not spend the time on unnecessary things. So we just need to go on what is important here. We have a pawn on e5, this is good thing, and we have a pawn on h4, which is also good thing because we want to attack on the king side. We have more space advantage on the king side. Naturally, that means that we should attack there. Also, if we count the pieces, black has almost everything on the queen side. On the other side, we have something on the queen side, but that pieces also are looking on the king side. So we have a knight on d6 who is also protecting f7 square. So maybe in some moment black can't escape with the king on f7. This is something what could be important. After knight g5 in some moment, maybe we can take this pawn, especially if we move the king from this place, and then we can capture the queen, because maybe that could be check and we will capture the queen. Who knows? So there is some combinations with that knight on d6. Of course, we have a bishop on d3, so he's so important. Of course, we saw already that in some combinations we can play bishop h7 if you watch my previous lesson. And we have a knight who can jump on g5. We will see, maybe. But there is a problem also in white position. That is the bishop on a5. He could be dangerous because black is threatening here to take on b2 and then to take our rook, and he will promote the queen at the same time. Or maybe c2, check, and in the next move he will capture our queen. So we need to compare now. Who is faster, who is stronger in idea. So black has some threats, we can also organize something, but we need to be fast. So we need Operation Blitzkrieg, because if it's not with tempo, then of course we need first to defend our position. So take a pause if you want. I will tell you now what is solution here for white, and we can continue to see what will happen next. So white played here bishop h7. We already spoke about Operation Blitzkrieg, that must be with tempo, so strike fast, strike deep. And here we can also say that element of surprise is on our side. Why? Because usually normal players they don't count such moves like when you will sacrifice something. That is something what is probably will come with some element of surprise. So bishop h7 check. If black takes this bishop, then he will be in huge problem, because we can activate our knight and there is no good square for the king. Maybe here, but then we can play of course queen h5. He can't stop anymore queen h7. If he moves the rook, then we can capture here first. So important to capture first here. And then king h8, we will return the queen. Okay, I can show you that. So queen f7, king h8, then we will return, and this will be checkmate. Yeah, that will be checkmate. Something like this could happen if he goes on g8. Probably he won't go. It's important to take the pawn on f7, because when we capture in final position on g7, that must be with check. So that is why first we should eliminate the pawn on f7, then we will return the queen on h5, and then the whole combination what we already saw. So important is to take the pawn on f7 first. Now we can take a look what can happen if black plays with the king on g6. Then I think the best move here is queen g4. Idea is to take with some discover attack and then queen g7 checkmate. So he needs to react with something, so check maybe, but we can just move the king. We don't need to pay attention about the rook or anything else, because we have forcing variation how we can give checkmate, so this is not important for us. Okay, he can check us one more time, but we can capture that, and there is no checks anymore, so he must move the king from this mask, and then we can just capture on f7. So now again, tempo move, check, and we can capture the queen in the next move. So it doesn't matter, maybe we can't give checkmate, but at least we will capture the queen, and this is now totally winning position for white. So the king g6 is not also a good move for black. So that is why black didn't capture the bishop at all. So he played king h8, which is probably the best move here. Okay, now we don't have any more tempo moves. And when we don't have, we need to compare again. Who is stronger now? If we compare well, we will see that now black is stronger in his idea. So that means that we should first defend our position. We need to play some defensive move here. And the defensive move will be king f1. King f1. Why? We want to just to escape from, not from this diagonal, from this diagonal. And then we can continue with our idea. Practically after king f1 we solve the problem. Why not to castle? Because if we castle, then we will move the rook from h file. So important file for our rook. So we don't want to move him from h file. We want to keep him there, and we will just move the king from mask. So king f1, c takes on b2. Black practically doesn't know what else to play here, so he took on b2. We capture, and then f6. f6, I suppose that he wants to block or to protect that g5 square, okay, but practically he didn't do anything, because after f6 still we can play knight g5. Again, we can see how many pieces are defending black king, not too much, and that is why he can't organize well defend here. So knight g5 we can sacrifice, and still we will have more pieces on the king side to attack. So knight g5, black is practically forced to take that knight, because we are threatening the queen h5 and to give checkmate. So again, we can play queen h5. We bring our queen in the game, and then knight g8 practically only move to stop. He wants to put the knight on h6. He will sacrifice that knight, but anyway, that will be probably losing position for black. But if we want to finish this game faster, probably we should eliminate that knight. So knight could be good defending piece, so why not to eliminate him? For example, if we play here bishop g6, he can play knight h6. Yes, still this is winning position, but we need to play a couple of more moves. So the best thing what we can do is just to take the knight, and after king g8, what is forcing move, we can capture with the pawn on g5, and now we have again, like in the previous lesson, connection with the rook and the queen. So powerful thing. With knight on f7, I mean with knight on d6 who is protecting f7 square, now we are threatening with the queen on h7 or h8 checkmate. We don't need any more g6 like in the previous. And now black is forced to sacrifice his queen. After that we can just simply capture the queen, and this is totally winning position. Now we involve our bishop in the game, so queen h7, queen g7 checkmate probably, or if he escape here we have queen e7. It doesn't matter if we give checkmate or no, this position is winning for white, sorry. And of course we have strong position, so probably it will be checkmate soon. If we can't give maybe in 2 or 3 moves, probably in 4 or 5 or the most 10 moves we will give checkmate. So it doesn't matter in which time we will give checkmate. For us is important how to enter in winning position. So again, we use Operation Blitzkrieg for that, because element of surprise on our side, and we count how many pieces we have in attack, how many pieces black has in defending his position. Not so much, so we can use Operation Blitzkrieg. We have space advantage, which is so important. So if you want to attack, 3 steps we have: take the space, build position on the side where you want to play, that means put the pieces there, and then open. How you can open? You can open when you sacrifice one of your pieces, and we are calling that Operation Blitzkrieg. Or maybe you can just play a regular attack, and that is on longer stage, and you can just push your pawns and then to exchange the pawns. Anyway, you need to open. This is third step, final step. Without opening, we can't have strong attack. Okay, if you like this, please subscribe, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.